Thank you, Rosemary. The floor is all yours.
Thank you, Hayat, for hosting me again. And last minute change in the time and all that, but we can't help it. Sometimes it's not in our hands, destiny. And also, wealth is not easy to get. So, of course, the chosen few are in this session. That is all. So, everybody who's here today, feel happy because we are all very lucky people to get tips on how to attract wealth in our lives. So, on that positive note, we start today. So what exactly is happening in my part of the world? We are celebrating something called as Diwali. Diwali is a festival that is dedicated to the goddess of wealth, which is Lakshmi. And Diwali literally means row of lights. What happens in Diwali is we light lamps in every corner of the house. You will see lamps everywhere outside, everywhere that you can think of, it is completely lit. And we worship the goddess of wealth, but it is a 3-day festival, starting from the Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 3 days of festival. And there is a logic behind all of it. So I will just explain what the logic is. I will explain what one can do, which is not really religious, but kind of simplifying it and making it easy for everyone to follow the rules, to implement these rules without having to compromise or without getting religious at all. Because intonations, as we all know, there's no point of discussing religion and other stuff. So we start with Diwali. Diwali is the festival of light. We dedicate it to the goddess of wealth and goddess of wealth. Now, first, before I begin, I would really like if anybody could unmute and tell me what is wealth, what is prosperity in your definition of wealth or prosperity. Does anybody want to volunteer and answer this question? Please unmute yourself and answer, or you can put it in the chat.
I can try.
According to what I have learned in my life, through my culture, through the scriptures. So as rightly explained, everybody's definition of wealth is true. And if you observed closely, everybody is asking for bits and pieces, but the whole, the entire is actually wealth, right? So we actually divide the goddess. There are different forms of the goddess of wealth. We primarily go for the 8 forms of goddess of wealth, wherein the first is health, because without health, nothing is possible at all. Everything is useless if you are not healthy. And thankfully, now there is a great awareness of mental health as well. So health here, when I talk about, it is both physical and mental health. You can be physically very, very fit, but if you're depressed, it is useless having all the money in the world. And you will never have good relations. And then there are different, so it includes health, it includes house. Unless you live in a good house, unless you come back to a home where you feel nice, where everything is clean and beautiful and you feel good, again, it's useless. Every day going to a hotel room all alone is not what we want. And everybody wants a good house. The definition of a good house, of course, differs from person to person, but that feeling of coming back home is very essential. It has to be good for all of us. Then, of course, there is money, because as we all know, wealth somehow has been misinterpreted and has become synonymous with money. But yes, money is extremely important. Everything else, health, friends, family, consciousness, peace, all of that somewhere is linked to money. There should be a certain amount of money to sustain our lifestyles, to help us build these paraphernalia that eventually make us live on this planet. So money is definitely very, very important. Then in the definition, there is spouse. Having the right partner is extremely important. You may have a lot of money, You may have a beautiful house, but you come home to a quarreling partner every day. There is no misery greater than that, right? So having having a good partner who understands you, who supports you, who helps you is very, very important. So these are some of the parts. Then, of course, there is children. Most parents here, they know that there is no bigger joy as a parent, as a mother. There is no bigger joy than seeing my child successful. And there is no bigger misery than seeing my child in misery. That is just how the universe is created. That is just how we are. So having good children is also a part of wealth. And then, of course, eventually there is grandchildren, there is food. Food is also a part of wealth. If you don't get that, I know a lot of people, very wealthy, have a lot of money, but are continuously traveling, have to eat junk all the time. They literally crave for home cooked healthy food. And as we all know, food affects everything. Food affects our mental health. It affects our physical health. It affects our spiritual health as well. So food, and eventually the last is peace. More than peace, it is bliss. It is complete peace. That is the ultimate form of wealth, which is seen in very spiritual people, whether they have money, whether they have partners, whether they have a house, their peace remains undeterred, remains unaffected by the external conditions. This is the ultimate form of wealth. So when we celebrate this festival, so this was just to tell you that wealth is not just money, but as somebody said, yes, wealth also includes money, but it includes so many of these factors. And then eventually what is prosperity? Creation of necessity at will is prosperity. I want to eat food. That food cost me 50 pounds. If I get 50 pounds from somewhere for my meal, that means I'm prosperous. I am traveling to, say, London. I can't find a place to stay. Hyatt offers me her place. That is prosperity. It came in the form of a relationship. My children trying very hard to get somewhere in life, they get a job, prosperity. Everything is not money related. This is prosperity. And this is what Goddess of Wealth is all about. This is, of course, this is also the basic definition of Goddess of Wealth. There is so much more because especially in our culture, there is the external aspect and then there is an internal aspect, which is related to every single entity that we see outside in the world. So how do we get this wealth? And when I say wealth, now you know that it means everything. It encompasses everything that we have spoken about. So how do we get this wealth in our life? So this festival is divided into 3 days. The first day is called Dhanteras, which unfortunately, even in India, is misinterpreted as the day of wealth, as the day of money, and people go and buy gold, they buy utensils, some people do something else, but that is very, very wrong. The first day is actually dedicated to the god of health, which is Dhanvantari. And that is why it is Dhanteras. So the first day is actually dedicated to the god of health, and it is all about being healthy. And this is also a time when the season is changing. So suddenly we had winter, then monsoon, and now it is, we had summer, then monsoon, and now we have winter season. So we are all making fried stuff. And fried stuff, rich stuff is also a sign of prosperity. Not everybody can afford to eat pastries every day, right? So this is also a sign of prosperity. What we offer to the universe is what we get back manifold. So this day, the first day, is all about health. The second day is called Narak Chaturdashi. It is called Kali Chaudas. It means darkness. That second day is dedicated to eliminating negativity. Because unless the negativity is removed from our life and our surroundings, positivity will not come in. We cannot usher anything positive. If there is garbage lying on my front door, none of you will want to enter my house. Stinking house, nobody wants to enter. You will rather tell me, Rose, may come out and we will talk. So this is what we do. On the second day, we sweep the house, which is symbolic because before that we've already done everything, but we sweep the house, which is symbolic of removing negativity from the house. And the third day is finally the day that is dedicated to this goddess of wealth, where unfortunately most people just keep praying for money without realizing that she can give so much more. You have all of this energy, but instead of tapping it for its wholesome benefit, we end up craving for one small, minute thing, which is ignorance, which is destiny, whatever I can say. On the money aspect, so money, when we do all of these things, some of the steps that I'm going to describe now, money, relationship, peace will definitely come. But an excess of anything, like if somebody expects, oh, Rosemary, I did this, and why am I not like Bezos? If you expect something like that, that is destiny. When you see Bezos' natal chart, his horoscope, that is very different from others. And again, he was not born rich either. No matter how much, again, then there is a school of thought that it is all his effort. No, there are a lot of people who put in a lot of efforts in their life. Pretty much everybody that I meet is hardworking, is laborious. And again, when you see the good schools like Harvard, Stanford, Oxbridge, these were the brightest brains in their countries. But does everybody end up becoming the CEO or CFO? No. 0.1% of these schools is the people who end up with the top jobs. Why? Didn't everybody put in the same effort? Didn't everybody have pretty much the same intelligence level? Didn't everyone pretty much get the same opportunity? At the starting level, pretty much everybody starts out at the same level, the same similar opportunities, everything. But soon it changes. It changes because what you get eventually is your destiny, and you can modify that to it, but you cannot change it. So today we are going to talk about how to remove blockages of money, relationships, basically wealth. So the first thing that we do in Diwali is cleaning the house. So we start cleaning the house depending on how clean or unclean your house is. It could start from 1 week before, it could start 2 days before the main festival, it could start 3 days before the main festival. But what we do is we clean the entire house. Now, what happens? One aspect of cleaning is, of course, decluttering. Decluttering, what happens when you have objects or items lying in your house that have not been used for a long time, then it becomes it is stagnating. It is blocked energy. It creates a blockage of energy. For example, and it will only breed negativity. For example, stagnating water. Stagnating water will not have any good qualities at all. Water has to flow to remain clean, to remain potable. For us to be able to drink water, the water has to be flowing. Stagnant water will not do anybody any good. And the same logic applies to clutter in your house. The more clutter one has in their house, the more they are blocking energies. If there is some object that has not been used for a long time, it is advisable to remove that from the house. And you could give it to somebody, you could throw it away, whatever works, whatever floats your boat. But decluttering is very important if you want the energy flow in your house to be seamless, for the energy to even flow in your house. Energy blockage means wealth blockage. Second aspect is sweeping, cobweb cleaning. Cobwebs anywhere in the house means energy, they suck energy. You may think it is what? It is some insect creating a home for itself, but no, cobwebs in the house mean sucking energy. If you're suffering from anxiety, depression, you should be very, very careful to not have cobwebs anywhere in the house. It sucks your mental energy. And if my mental energy is being drained, I will not be able to perform well in the physical world either. So it is very important to remove cobwebs. Cobwebs externally, yes, but cobwebs in the brain as well, in your own mind as well. We are generally, and what cobweb means? I mean, think about it. What does cobweb in the brain means? You are interconnected to so many people, so many situations, which have no importance in your life if you actually observe closely. When you observe minutely, you realize there are just so many thoughts in my brain which have no relevance at all. There are so many relationships in my life that have no relevance at all. And you know that time and again, these relationships, these thoughts, these situations have never worked out for you, but you go on, you repeat that same pattern. So when I say remove the cobwebs from your head, it means break the patterns. If you don't want your life to remain as it is till now, you have to change the pattern. Only then will new things happen to you. Only then can you expect a change in the physical world as well. For example, there is this person who comes to me, and there is this place that she goes to, same two sets of people. So one near her house, one near her workplace. And there is this two groups of people. Both groups have betrayed her in the past, gossip about her even in the present. And every time she comes to me, she's upset. She calls me, Rosemary, this is what is happening to me. I'm like, you have to stop going there if you want good things to happen. But then she's like, give me permission. I want to go only once. This is the last time. And this has happened so many times. This is the last time. What do I do? Even if I say no, I know she's going to go. So I'm like, okay, go, last time. And then she comes back, again anxious, again angry, again, sad, depressed. That why did I go? They did this again. So you know that a particular situation or a particular person is going to is going to invoke all of this negative emotions inside of you. But why are you unable to break it? So breaking these negative relationships is also cleaning your cobwebs on the inside and is a very important part of gaining wealth, especially mental peace. It is not difficult to get out of anxiety, depression if one makes a very strong effort. What it takes is willpower. What it takes is the right company. Right company is very important. But people end up going to the same toxic people, the same toxic relationships. And again, you think you are going to those toxic relationships. I once had a session on relationships, karmic relationships, and I explained all these people, whether they are negative, whether they are toxic for you or they are beneficial for you. All these people are relationships that you have accumulated from your previous lives. And that is why this pattern of going back, you're not able to break the pattern. And if you don't break the pattern now, you will continue with the same people in the next world. So you are miserable now, you will end up being miserable in your next life also. Then what is the point of attending sessions and talking about positivity? So you really need to break these patterns, clear out all of these negative situations, negative toxic people, anything that is not beneficial to you. Make a vow today, decide today that you will not go back to those situations, those people. Only then will you get wealth. Another ritual that we do is we light lamps, and lamps in every corner of the house, including the bathrooms. So like the bedrooms, I have a bathroom in every bedroom. So I will light a lamp in my bedroom. I will still light a lamp in my bathroom. So light means illumination. Light means dispelling darkness. Wherever there is darkness, and especially when people come to me in astrology also, I know that there are so many people, the only reason for their the difficulties is a dark corner in the home. So in the daytime, of course, the universe has given us sunlight. Sunlight, as we all know, kills germs. It also cleans negativity. Being out in the sunlight has proven to be beneficial for mental health. It actually makes you feel happy. That has been proven by various studies. This is not just hearsay. It is proven through several studies. So what sunlight does is also in the evening, of course, because we don't have sunlight, what we do is we light lamps. And again, the medium that we use, so you use candles. Again, as you know, in India, what we do is we light lamps with ghee, which is clarified butter. We light lamps with mustard oil. We light lamps with gingerly oil. Different oils have different properties. Just like different candles, different aromas will make you feel different things. Similar logic applies to lamps as well, the oil that we use. Because of the aroma, because of the property that is attributed to the primary ingredient that has gone in creating this. So light is very, very important to usher wealth. And we clear. So what we are going to do is, first day, we are going to declutter, start decluttering your house. Start decluttering your life, start decluttering your body and your mind. So how will you declutter the body and the mind? Meditation. Everything else can be done by sweeping, by mopping, by everything. But for decluttering your mind and your brain, meditation. If we have time today, then I may take you on a 10-minute meditation where we just see what is the thing that is holding you back. Right? I will see that. I will see how much time we have left after the Q&A and how things go. So we want to do that. Again, another thing that is happening after during this festival is the day on the day of the festival, and the next day is counted as New Year for us. We have an eclipse. Eclipse on the New Year, eclipse during this festival is a very ominous sign. It means that there is going to be financial trouble for the entire world, especially the countries where the eclipse is visible. I believe it is visible in India, some parts. It is visible in UAE, I think, and Europe. So these countries for the next 6 months are going to suffer. I know, but we will do whatever. So these countries are the ones that will face financial troubles for the next 6 months because the eclipse has fallen on this particular day. The 3 days, the first day, second day, third day, we can also, those who use crystals, you can meditate using crystals. The first day, that is Saturday, please use quartz or anything that is green. You could use a green jade, green colored crystals, green colored stones. The second day, you can use ruby, agate, red color stones, or an obsidian, even black and red color stones. The third day, use quartz, pearl, moonstone. These are the stones that should be used. And on the day of eclipse, as I always say, you must meditate, you must donate. So if you want money, go give money. If you want food, go give food. If you want good relations, go be nice to somebody, go ask for forgiveness, go at least in your mind, start forgiving whoever you have any grudge against, and then you see how many people, how much positivity comes to your life. So, and a donation, of course, is needed, and I think it falls on Tuesday. So Tuesday means anything red that should be given. You could give it in an old age home, you could give it in a temple, a mosque, a church, wherever is possible. That is up to you. In a homeless shelter, whatever is possible. So these were the basics. Also, when you're cleaning, be very particular about cleaning the toilets and the corners. The toilets and the corners are sometimes what create money blockage, especially not relationships, but money blockage is created when there is a dirt or a filth accumulating in these places. So this is very, very important. Also, one important thing, Lakshmi Ma, the goddess of wealth, she loves fragrance. So incense, and incense also has medicinal properties in Ayurveda. So incense or candle with good medicinal properties or with